Good evening, family and friends. I have joining me on this evening my wonderful oldest son, Titus. We homeschool him, so this is just a perfect opportunity for him to practice public speaking, just practice his gifts, and also we're going to be discussing something that me and his mom feel that is one of his strengths, something that Abba placed in him, and something that he's good at, he does well, and something that we are trying to cultivate to build up even more. So, what Abba has given him naturally, that we could come alongside him and really encourage that. So, he is a pretty optimistic boy. He is jolly. He makes the best of most things, right? It's just one of his strengths that he has. Something that is really beneficial for me, something that convicts me at times, because I wouldn't say I'm a pessimist, but I wouldn't say I'm optimistic either. So a lot of times I just take a situation and I'm like, oh, this is the reality of it. And then he'll come around and he'll look at it and just have faith or just make the best out of it. So I really appreciate, I cherish that about him. Things I learn from him in that aspect, in his strength that he has. So just wanted to encourage you guys out there. I wanted him to be able to encourage you guys because he encourages us, and I believe he has something, I know he has something to offer in that aspect. So, what would you say, Titus? I'm going to give you the platform. What would you say, or why would you say you seem or you are happy a lot of the times?
I get happy because of people that they make me laugh and stuff, but not only people. It can be other things too, but people really help to make your day and stuff.
People help. You are a people person. He is a people person. You know Titus loves people. So just being around people. That's interesting because there's probably going to come a time in your life where the enemy, in your flesh, will try to stay away from people to bring you in a place where you're not. So where you're not happy. So if you could remember that people make you feel filled. Is that what would you say? Like that, it's part. I know not entirely.
Yeah, they would definitely make me feel a big part of me.
People are a big part of you, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's a positive thing. That is really good. So people. So let's remember, we all need people. Maybe not at the level that Titus needs people to be around to be filled, but we all need community. We all need relationships. Relationships are so key, so important. So that,
That's our little kitten Jedi.
huh?
He moves a lot.
Oh, here, yep. This one. This is the kitty that's
Very wild.
100% better, 95%. He's wild. So, anyways, what is another thing that you would say keeps you joyful?
Um, I would say that makes me also joyful is things. Like our little cats right here, they'll make me joyful. And sometimes just like watching a YouTube video, like a joke or something,
Mm-hmm.
that will make me joyful, or just playing with my brother.
Mm-hmm. So enjoying the moment,
Yeah,
enjoying the moment. No,
enjoying the moment and the things that I have.
yeah. So no matter what it is, uh, you would say to just enjoy. I mean, how true is that? Like, how many times we are so focused on what we don't have, or focused on tomorrow or something.
And to be honest, I will, like, if my friends have something cool, I will be like, ooh, I want that.
Mm.
And sometimes I'll just be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool to have.
So what do you do in those times that you want it and you don't get it? or you know you're not going to get it or something.
I could just play with them and enjoy the time with them
Uh-huh.
and play with it myself for a little.
Yeah. So would you say, do you ever guard your heart as far as jealousy or envy?
Yes, I try to as much as I can,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes my flesh can take control a little.
And like what? Give us an example. How does your flesh take control?
Like if I go to the store sometimes, I'll just be like, "Mama, I want that,"
Mm.
and then she'll be like, "Okay, maybe you can earn it,"
Mm.
and then she'll say, like, and then I'll say on a different thing, "Oh, I want that,"
Mm. What
and
does
she'll
she
be
say?
like, "Okay, don't ask no more."
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh, I want that." She'll be like, "Okay, really, don't ask no more."
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. So you said making the most out of every opportunity or just enjoying things, the little things,
Yeah.
right? That's good. I mean, how much do we not enjoy the little things way too often? Just appreciating the relationships, appreciating the things that we have. That's good. All right. What would you say? Something else.
Um, something else. It would be just like sometimes I'm not happy, and then like something just comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes it would just be me, and sometimes I feel like it would be the voice of Abba just reminding me to be joyful and happy.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So you're saying when negative thoughts come to your mind, capture those thoughts
Just
and
like capture the thoughts and think. Sometimes just think of the opposite.
think of the opposite. The opposite, and then you also said like you'll hear or listen or remember that what Abba says about you or what.
Um, it's like a little reminder, like a little alarm clock. It reminds you when to get up. It just reminds me when to be joyful and happy.
What reminds you? What's the alarm clock?
It's just like my mind telling me. Sometimes it would just be me like thinking, and sometimes it would just be him.
Yeah. So Abba's like an alarm. Abba is the alarm clock that
The
reminds
ultimate
you. That's
alarm
good.
clock.
I need that alarm clock more. Yeah. So he's just like, hey, you need to be joyful. You should be joyful. You should be happy. That type of thing.
Yeah.
So you make the choice to basically be obedient to him and listen to him instead of listening like to your flesh on times that you're like, I just want to be mad or something,
Yeah.
right? That's good. So you said, let's bring this back. You said three things. You said people, so relationships, community,
Yes.
um, the right community, wouldn't you say? Like the right people in your life. You probably don't
No.
want no.
Mm-mm.
What? So
Um.
would it be the same if it was a bunch of negative people in your life that were always downers, or what? What's your thought?
Um. It would be harder, but
Yeah,
you just try to make them laugh.
you try. Oh, so
And if they aren't like if they get mad at you, I would probably just back off a little.
okay. So even if you have the wrong people in your life, you're saying be the atmosphere changer, influence them. Yeah,
And if they're super angry, like mad at you, like just back off a little and
yeah,
just like chill.
yeah, yeah. But if you're feeling down, I wouldn't. Would you say it would be wise to put yourself around negative people if you're already feeling down?
No.
No, because that might jump off onto you even more so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've had a few things happen the last few weeks. Titus specifically had a few things happen. One of those things is he just he wasn't feeling well. So can I share? Can I share?
Yes.
All right. So when we first got here, he woke up and he had some man tears and he was a little nervous um, that he couldn't breathe. So in the middle of the night, he wakes up and he's like, I can't breathe, my lungs, or my breathing. I don't remember exactly what words you said. So through that, so at that time,
It wasn't particularly the first night.
no, one of the early nights. Yeah, wasn't the first.
Probably that week.
Yeah. So we, you know, pray with him, hug him, tell him he's going to be all right. Nothing to worry about. You can breathe. We gave him some herbs to help him breathe and some cough drops. And even at that, though, so he wakes up, and even the whole time we're like, how do you feel? He's like, my lungs, I still feel heaviness. I can't take a big breath, but I feel good. Like that, like every single time we ask, but I feel good. I feel better. I'm okay. So even in that, granted, as parents, we do make sure, like, you are not going to, like, we're not going to put any fear into you, no matter what goes on in our minds, like, you are good. Not to mention, we believed he was good. He was fine. But so we did bring the atmosphere in that, like, you are completely fine. Let him know that. And he took a hold of that, and he was fine. I mean, it's just been, it's like a few weeks later, and he still has a cough. But for the most part, you're definitely 100% better.
Yeah.
Yep. So what are you thinking when you're not feeling well? Because a lot of people don't feel well, right? A lot of people. There's a lot of.
Well, it
There's
was
always.
in like the middle of the night. It was at like 3 in the morning.
Okay.
So I was also trying to think of you guys. I was like, okay, they need to go to sleep.
Yeah. I thought 3 in the morning is the middle of the night, but all right. He's more precise than me, as you guys will see. So 3 in the morning he comes. He's thinking of us. You don't want to wake us up.
And I just feel the more positive it is, sometimes the more better you'll feel if the other people are better.
Yeah, that's good. All right. So during this time, right? He's not feeling well. Few days later, I don't want to be corrected. So
Yeah.
a few days later, not feeling well still.
Running to get my shoes.
He's running to get his shoes. What do you do?
We vacuumed the carpet. Well, we're not vacuuming the carpet at that time, but we vacuumed the
Yeah,
carpet.
we have vacuumed the carpet multiple times. Des has vacuumed the carpet multiple times.
And I stepped on a toothpick.
He
Half
slept.
of an inch in my foot. A blue toothpick.
Yeah. So those blue, they're not like normal wood
They're for
toothpicks.
like olives.
Yeah, they're the real hard ones. So it was definitely.
Better that it's not
Yeah.
a little dinky one that will break.
Yeah, it did not break. It went, when he says a half of an inch, that is not an exaggeration by any means. When I pulled that out of his foot, I don't know, it pulled out. I pulled out literally that much, because I grabbed it by his foot because I wanted to see how much was in it. And I pulled it, and I was a little shocked of how much came out, because he has my feet and they're not fat feet. So I was like, wow, that much came out of his foot. So even in that situation, right? He panicked a little bit, and was, he was Titus in that.
I felt a little weird since I was jumping on one foot. My left foot.
Yeah.
It's not as good as my right foot. But I got pretty quick on it.
Yeah. So even at that, the whole time he's on one foot, hopping around for a couple days. We were getting ready to go to Sukkot, and he was just like making the best out of the situation, right? He was still jolly. You were still hopping on one foot. Regardless if we might have felt a little bit that he might have been, after the couple days, he might have been able to walk on it a little more. But hey, who knows? I don't know. That was pretty deep. The other thing that's happened is 2 of our kittens got sick.
We forgot to deparasite them
Yeah.
before
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. That was definitely my bad. So two of our kittens got really sick, and one of them,
Is really better. He's back to attacking your feet.
yeah, he's a bad. This one right here, again.
So
That one is a. Look at them eyes.
they just look like they're about to.
Attack you. So, yeah, the other one, he today is the first day that I would say that he looks a little better.
He has that spark in his eye.
Yeah, he is walking. He hasn't even been walking like at all. So Dez has been force feeding him all through the night, taking care of him.
Like he's walked to the bathroom. Like he's came up to me and my daddy. And then for some reason, Jedi, when he walks, Jedi gets excited. He's like, "Oh, you're finally ready to play!" And he tries to grab him
Yeah, so we gotta keep Jedi away.
when he walks. And then he tried to go under the bed. I was like, "You can't go under the bed."
Yeah. So even in that instance, like, so as a dad and as my personality, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. If you did, we might post pictures or something, or I don't know, of the event and what we did later. But he was not looking good. Like I honestly didn't think both of them were gonna make it.
We took Judah to the vet.
We took Judah to the vet.
And he had like a sore from getting bit by something.
Yep.
And his hair got compact, so they had to shave that up. They had to shave that off.
Yeah.
So that made him look a little downer.
Yep, it did. So
We put Manuka honey on it, so it was like clumps of hair.
we put Manuka honey after.
Yeah, and then he has like clumps on his hair from the food.
Because he's
Jedi likes that. He licks it all off.
Yeah. So Dez is feeding him with what would you call that thing? Like those old school medicine.
A syringe.
Yeah, a syringe. So she's feeding him with that, so he doesn't want to eat.
Now he's starting to eat. He's not fighting as much as he would.
But he won't eat on his own. He won't drink on his own. So even through that process, like I'm trying to figure out. I'm not thinking they're both making it at this time, and so I'm trying to be kind of real to them at the same time. You're trying to teach them faith, but I have all these thoughts going in my head. I'm like, oh man, like we all drew really close to these kittens really fast because
we don't even want to make them outside kittens no more. And we see a black cat out there.
That.
We see a black cat out there.
I did not say I didn't want to make them outside kittens.
And we seen a black cat outside there just walking around on like the second day. When my Uncle Danny was here, we were all like looking out, and then Elijah's like, I see something out there. And we looked out, and it was a cat just standing by the door, so I don't know if it was these owners, or maybe we can make that our outside cat.
Yeah. So during that, I'm like, I have thoughts in my head. I'm trying to keep to myself. Because, like I said, we drew real close to them. Because you got to remember, we got up and left all our family, our friends. So, I think that added on the closeness of us with the kittens. Because it's like they're really part of the family. We've never had. Des had a cat. I think when she was young. I've never had a cat.
She said that she was mean.
And the
Winky.
boys never had Winky. Did Winky have one eye?
I don't know.
No. So the boys never had cats, but kittens are like super affectionate, like
And before that, I made
fun.
them both a middle name. Judah Lion Ortiz, because he's a lion of the tribe of Judah, and Jedi Hunter Ortiz, since he'll just go up and jump and attack her feet and bite it.
Yeah. So we got really close to them, and I have all these thoughts going on in my head. I did not want them to die, and the whole time, what are you saying, Ty?
They're gonna get better.
Yeah, he's like they're gonna get better. Like Judah would lift up his head because he wouldn't even lift up his head. He would like literally, he would have his face just like that on the ground, where you don't even know if he's alive or not. So he would lift up his head. Ty's like, oh look, he's getting better. He lifted up his head, like just a little and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. But today, after I don't know a week or whatnot, he legitimately is Yeah, he walked a little bit, and that's big compared to what he was. Because if he's starting to get better a little bit, that's a lot of hope
And my
for him.
mama and Elijah, they're in their room, well, in my parents' room, and she was like, "Yep, he's definitely getting better. He's like walking all around her, jumping on her. Well, not jumping, but like just climbing."
Yeah, yeah. So during that process, I was sitting back, and then you see the faith, and I'm like, oh, Abba, let these little kittens survive. And we're still, like I said, the other ones definitely. If we brought him in here, you guys would see what we're talking about. But Dez is taking in a really exceptional job of taking care of him. So Titus, what is one thing? Let's get back on track. What is one thing you would recommend to people that maybe don't have that outlook on you, is not as positive as you? What's one thing you want to tell the people?
Um, I would probably want to tell them be around positive people. That helps a lot. And being positive is also not for yourself. It can be for other people too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not around positive people or you're not around people, like you can just chill and watch something that's funny or something and just think about the good
Oh,
and the time that you
what's
have.
that story we heard that you were
Oh, I
saying?
heard a story. I think we all had heard the story by our friend Mr. Jeff Rossesau and them.
Now you just put his name all on blast. So if the story ain't true, Jeff, no, yeah, I'm not. I don't. I remember. I didn't even remember who said the story. But go ahead.
It was a guy had cancer, and it was like a couple days later, the doctors told him he was going to die, and he rented a bunch of funny movies, and he just laughed of all of it, and he went back to the doctors, and they said that he was healed. But I don't know if that's a true story. It might be, or
Yeah,
it might just be Abba, or
yeah,
laughing can
yeah.
help you.
But yeah, laughter is definitely some of the best medicine. That's for sure. And this boy, like many boys, but this boy loves to laugh and joke. Sometimes too much. Sometimes it gets him in trouble. But no, he loves to laugh. And I think as adults, we need to remember to loosen up, to laugh. We got to remember life isn't all that serious, even though it's serious. But life.
And this is a joke that just comes to my head for some reason. What food will the doctors give you to cure you? Curie,
You guys get it?
the best food.
And who made that joke up?
Me.
I think he did. I never heard that before.
Curry.
Curry. So,
You get
what?
it from Thai food. It's
What?
pretty good.
Yep. What food is the food that you said doctors? A naturopath, right? Isn't that what you said last time? A naturopath would give you to cure you
I
from a
didn't say
disease.
a naturopath.
Oh, you said a doctor? Okay.
I don't know what a naturopath is.
A natural doctor.
Oh,
A doctor that
natural.
practices like herbs and stuff. Yeah. So the food to heal you is curry. When we first heard that one, we laughed because it was pretty good, and I never heard it, and I think he made it up. So, anyways, yeah. So let's go over the. I know he said three things. He said people. So let's remember, life isn't all that serious. So let's not push people away. Let's not hold on to bitterness and unforgiveness. Let's remember that relationships are extremely important. What we say is extremely important. What when we don't ask for forgiveness, that is extremely important, but extremely horrific at times for your health, for your mind. To let things go. What are you marking for?
I just didn't want to look that serious.
Oh, boy, am I looking super serious? I feel you. I don't want to look mean or mad. So, people, you said enjoying what you have. I thought that was good. Enjoying what you have. Enjoying the children you have, the spouse you have, the friends you have. Definitely the materialistic things that are a privilege for us anyways to have. That was good. What was the third thing you said? Oh,
Things?
no, capture. Capture your thoughts. Man, if I could master that, that would be something I'd really want to master. Capture your negative thoughts, right? Renew your mind daily.
And try to do the opposite of what you're thinking if it's a bad thing.
Yep, do the opposite. Have action on that. Like speak things, meaning like speak the positive out. Don't just think the negative and then think the positive. Sometimes I think we need to say the positive things out loud. Like, I'm not dumb. No, I am smart. Those type of things, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you guys for listening. I hope this encourages you guys. I hope you guys are encouraged that you can have. What were you saying? You were saying, I don't remember. You were saying you can have. Oh, it doesn't matter. Go ahead. How you start your day.
It matters how you end it.
How you end it. Yeah. Doesn't matter
and
how
you make it.
And how you make it. Yeah. We have the power to make any circumstance. We don't have the power to make circumstances or appear or whatever, however you say that, but we do have the power to make the most out of every circumstance we face.
And we have change your day.
And change our own day. We do. And you also said one of the key things I don't want people to forget that you said is listen to what Abba says about you and be open to hear and obey that you are happy, you are joyful, you do have joy. Sometimes I think that is huge. At times we'll be like, man, I don't feel good, I lost my job, or I don't know where I'm going, or this or that and this and that. And you just need to be like, you know what, I do have joy.
And sometimes those little thoughts that you have, since I would always think that, I was like, is that Abba? Is that just my brain? Is that like the enemy? I would just think in my head, I was like, what is that? Like little thoughts in my head.
And what conclusion did you come up with?
I felt like a lot would come out to be Abba in a lot of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get that much about the enemy.
That's good. And if you do, you're supposed to what?
Pray about it. And talk to you guys. Talk to Abba.
Yep. Let us know, because again, I think one of the ways that talking about being positive and having a renewed mind, one of the ways that I think gets us in more of a funk and that the enemy would love to use is that what you're thinking, or you're the only place, or you're not the only place, excuse me, you're the only person that's thinking this or going through that. Our lives here are nothing close to perfect, but we make the best out of every opportunity, and we cherish and appreciate what we do have, and we know we are privileged. That being said, we all go through things, and as far as our children, we want them to know that they can talk to us about anything, and it is normal to have negative thoughts. It is normal to go through things and to... Are you going to say something? All right,
and today, 2 things that Jedi made me laugh at. Elijah jumped off our couch bed thing by Jedi. And Jedi jumped at him, like spreaded out his legs and jumped at him, and they bumped each other, and Jedi did that on purpose. And the funny thing was that Jedi didn't even go back. Elijah's the one that blasted back somehow.
Elijah got scared. Elijah needs a watch.
And when I was holding him, in movies, a lot of time, like the bad guy is like holding a cat. So I was just cracking up about that. I was like, an evil mastermind. That's what it felt like.
All right, everyone. So if you will hit our subscribe button,
So we can do live videos
on YouTube. Yeah, it doesn't allow you unless you have so many subscribers.
And also if you want shorter videos.
Yeah, this was a long video. Yep. So anyways, yeah, may Abba bless you guys. Shalom. Be encouraged. Laugh. Laughing is some true medicine. We are...
Laughers?
Sure. I was going to say out, but we're going to be a laughing family. We do like to laugh. And your mama's laugh is what? Let's see if you know what I'm thinking.
Scary.
That is not what I was thinking.
I'm just saying what he was thinking. I don't think it's scary.
Okay. What would you say? Your mama's laugh is what?
Funny?
Funny. Okay. It's loud. It is loud. I could tell.
And Elijah's laugh, I don't know if it's his real laugh, but it's effective. Sometimes he'll be like, ha, ha, and sometimes he'll be like, that's what he'll do.
Yeah. Do that again for everybody. Do your laugh. Elijah's laugh. Go. All right. Shalom, everyone.